Yeah, Marvel Snap's newest card is Jubilee Silver Surfer. Another one of these cards that can play really well as you buff its stats, because anytime you draw a card, she's going to add her power to that card. So, if you boost this up with a Storm or a Forge, or play her behind an already boosted Captain Carter, get this up to like 10 power or something, she's going to add 10 power to your top deck. So, you get a 12 power Brood. That's going to win you a location, right? Hit a stick or a Maverick, and suddenly you can kind of chain those power boosts, sort of like what we've seen with Stick. But I will say, I think Stick is an amazing card, crazy strong. I think Jubilee Silver Surfer is like a way worse Stick that is just super awkward, really hard to time, because basically, you want to get this down as soon as you can so that you're able to hit more cards, so that you can just draw. Like, play this on turn 4, you draw on 5, you draw on 6, you get to hit 2 cards. But at the same time, like, you kind of want to play it a little later sometimes so that you have more opportunities to buff it or set it up behind a Captain Carter, set it up behind a Maverick. But usually you've kind of missed your window. So like, sometimes it's like, well, if I play this on turn 5, it's way better, but then I only get 1 draw. What if my 1 draw hits a card I'm not really that excited to play, like, a Dead Storm or something, or, it's Stick, and it's like, I don't have anything to go with Stick on the final turn, and it's like, it just becomes a risk the later you play this that it's not going to hit a key target. But the earlier you play it, the weaker it is, and then it doesn't feel worth it compared to a Stick or just getting a Maverick or a Hope or whatever down. It suddenly feels like everything else becomes a bigger priority. So it's like, yes, it technically offers more long-term upside hitting multiple targets, but the like awkwardness and sacrifice, just like, I'd rather have Stick, because Stick always works. He works the same turn. He works preemptively. He works, you can choose the target. It's just like Stick is 1,000 times more flexible, I feel like, than Jubilee. So look, it doesn't mean just because I felt like this card was super clunky in this deck that it's like a terrible card. It might just mean it's not a good fit in a triple Silver Surfer deck, which is what I wanted to do here, right? Like, Silver Surfer first steps might also just not go well in this deck. Like, it's very cool with Silver Surfer, sometimes sort of cool with Stick. But, perhaps this is just a deck that needs more refinement. I actually had a decent run with this anyway. I went 10-8. I was up some cubes. I don't think there were any bots either. So, like, it was a totally fine, respectable deck. I just felt like, going for this kind of meme triple Surfer idea did hurt the win rate. I think this would have been way better without Jubilee first steps, probably better, without Surfer first steps, better without Jubilee Silver Surfer. I think, there's a really good deck here we've seen before with Stick, Carter, Maverick stuff that's amazing. It just felt like these made it a little weaker. So then the question becomes like, well, is there a different shell for Jubilee Silver Surfer that makes more sense? Maybe a buff deck with a little bit more curve flexibility could help. So, not forcing it into Surfer, but maybe still using stuff like Carter, Stick, and Maverick to create some kind of cascades of buffs. And Prodigy 2 is pretty decent. That might be an option. I think in particular, having some 1-drops to sort of set up Carter, Surfer might be better. That said, it's hard to get that Carter really big in those scenarios. Like Forge, Carter, Jubilee is fine, but nothing crazy. Maybe an Erisham deck where you just like play this on turn 3 always, because, well, not always, but when you draw it, because Erisham, like, that's a possibility. Like ramp decks I considered, but I don't really think they care about 2 power. You have to have some way to buff this to really make it worth it. That's probably even true in an Erisham deck as well. So it's just asking a lot of you in these like 3 different directions, basically. Like, you could try to do a card draw deck. Like, I thought about this with Daredevil, Shadowlands Daredevil, and I was like, well, I'm still not really that interested there either. Just get like +2. So it's like, I need buffs, I need draw, I need ramp, I need all these things to make this card feel decent. I feel like if this was a 3-1, this card would be so interesting in this deck. It would be so much easier to weave in early. Like, even just 1 power would be really nice, but you still have ways to buff it, hit it with a Forge or whatever, get it buffed by Surfer later or early or whatever, it would have more intersections with what this deck wants to do. But at 4 costs in particular, I just found it kind of clunky, no line was that interesting. Like Hope, Jubilee, I'd rather do Stick. I felt like I always had something better to do. And I think you're going to see that in these games where sometimes I just force the Jubilee so we can see the card in action, even though I know I have better plays. And it's like, well, that's not a good sign for a card when you're forcing it. The very, very, very early data on this, by the way, is like a 49% win rate, which I would guess is assign the card's actually kind of bad, and it's being well, which I mean 49 is not good anyway, but I think it's being held up by good decks, much like this. I had a positive win rate with this deck, but Jubilee was probably the worst card, right? So like her win rate data in my deck is I think 55% or whatever, but this card just made the deck a much worse deck. So right now, I'm very soft on Jubilee Silver Surfer. I haven't totally written it off because somebody might be able to crack the code on a deck list that makes sense. Also, I just feel like her leg is crazy long. Look at this back leg, dude. Like, it feels like she has no, pardon me, crotch. Like, it feels like that's the leg starting right there, right? Like, this is the leg. It looks like leg, not crotch, which means, like, that leg is... This thigh is 3 feet long compared to this thigh. You know, like this one's foreshortened a little technically, but something about that back leg it just looks off to me and weird. And I don't know what my thumbnail is going to be. Anyway, this is the longest intro in history. But enjoy the action here. I mean, there are definitely some turns that you can win games and do stuff with this, but it's just clunky. It's awkward. I think you'll see exactly what I mean. Jubilee, though, is definitely feeling like, I think, a bit of an odd man out here. Cloning Vats is pretty cool, though. Would love a, like, Storm maybe this turn. Rocket miss, but I wanted hand size anyway. I'm okay with that. Forge, like, nah. Surfer First Steps doesn't really seem like the right card to go in Cloning Vats. I mean... Right now, it doesn't really seem like the right card in general for anything because it's not a great Jubilee setup. I mean, it is kind of cool with stick already, to be honest. Captain Carter multiples is scary. You can go like this and then make a really big Jubilee that's only going to draw you one card. You know what I mean? That's the problem with Jubilee is like, I just feel like I need more time. I mean, one big draw could be enough to make it worth it if it's the right draw, but like Maverick is too late. Carter, I guess. Carter Brood would actually be pretty insane, honestly. That would actually be really nuts if I think about it. Carter would be, man, like Carter would be actually so cracked. I mean, in a weird way, it's like, shouldn't you really just already go Brood into like Forge or something? You know, I'm gonna force the new card because I sort of want to see 3 Surfers played in a single game and see if I can win like that. Opponent also got, dude, their Jubilee's down and they got a freaking Prodigy on it, dog. That's so sick. How did they get this down so early, man? I'm so jealous, dog. Oh my god, Agony's actually so flexible that it's kind of decent, I think. But I really, like I said, needed Carter, I think. Man, I really needed Carter, I think. Dang, dog. Dang, dog, I'm sad. Like, what's the best? I just, like, want to play Triple Surfer, even though I'm certain this won't be enough points. Like, I just want to see it. You know, like, ah, man, opponent's doing literally the exact same thing as us. Nightcrawler in their deck, though, is interesting. I guess that's cool for Captain Carter for sure. I do like that for Carter. That's pretty sweet. I could definitely see the logic of that for Carter. Because, like, Carter's Jubilee is, like, a really cool line. You know, you want to have bodies that are, like, flexible and stuff. And Agony's not really that flexible for it, to be honest. They're contesting right. That sort of surprised me. Must be Brood. No Zabu. Oh my god, we're gonna be fine, I think. Surfer wins by 1 point. Do we win left? Oh wait, do we win left? Oh no. I think we went left by 1 point as well. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, we're the greatest players in the world. This game was garbage. Dude, it's crazy we both got 1 costs. They have the Zabu hit and I got the Agony hit. I had Stick Surfer Jubilee. They had Jubilee Prodigy. This is crazy. I like their list, by the way. I think Zabu's cool because I definitely think my 4 drops feel clunky in here. I wanted Storm as a good enabler, so I didn't want to run too much early game, right? Like, Storm seems like a powerful Jubilee card, but I mean, yeah, dude, that was cool. That was a crazy game. All right, we're going to sit on the Agony for turn 1 to play into that Storm, because Jubilee would certainly be a great Storm play right now. Either way, Persinium's actually going to make the Jubilee really cool. So we can just go Agony. You do like playing the Jubilee on the Hope, to be honest, because turn 5 in particular, it's really nice to have an extra energy. But at the same time, I just really want a big Jubilee, you know? Oh my. Oh my. That is... Oh my god, dude. We got their Surged card. Like, that's actually crazy work. I think... I'm gonna just greed the Jubilee. I don't think it's right. I think you should play Hope left and just eat the agony here, but I'm gonna greed for the sake of, you know, this being the new card. I want to spotlight the new card and stuff. Also, I just happen to know that I stole my opponent's win condition, so that gives me a little more confidence to do silly things, right? Oh, dude, that's like a turn off. Dang, that would have been sick. So now Carter and Maverick, of course, are your really good hits. The good thing about Hunger Giant Man right now is I can actually just play both those on Hope and piece together a pretty good turn 5 anyway. That's my Captain Carter. No, dude, they're getting all my good draws, dog. I mean, he says with the opponent's Giant Man in hand. I feel like this card used to do something different because that animation just doesn't make any sense right there. There's no reason for that to animate. Oh my god, that's an insane hit. Okay, well that's got to come down now, obviously. So we'll still play Hunger. That's fine. We want to go for Hope to 7. We don't really need Hope to 8. So actually, you're probably better off just playing the Maverick here. You go to 7 next turn, which means you play Giant Man in a 3-drop, or probably Stick in a 3-drop, because I think Stick into Silver Surfer likely just wins you this game no matter what. That Captain Carter location is scary, though, to be honest. I think got a 9 power Kitty Pride, but I guess if you go Stick Maverick there, you're just like insane, right? How do you lose? Opponent weirdly still has to cover right as well, and I think you just go Proscenium Stick, right? There's just like no way. I mean, god, dude, the Storm is honestly not a bad card either. Like, that's what's crazy. Is like, that's not a bad card. It's a great card. I don't need it. It's kind of like I would have done that last turn probably. Oh my god, you can get Silver Surfer Stick, but you know, it's too late. It's not the right time, dude. It's definitely this, because you're strong left, you're gonna win mid like extremely easily, and then right, like they actually have to cover, which I think they'll just like move a Nightcrawler or a Jeff or something, right? So I don't think that's necessarily a hard cover for them, but ultimately I think the chain is just gonna be too big. Because 37's ridiculous, and then of course mid's gonna be just obscene. Chill 61 mid out of nowhere. Can they really win left? It's not bad. 29's great. Like, they put out some numbers for sure, but not enough. Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, I think they should have moved Nightcrawler and Jeff right and just revealed cards, because you could have gotten 2 more reveals and you could have moved Captain Carter into the first spot. I think they could have won this, right? If you move Carter into the first 2 slots and you get like another +2 here, and like Kitty Cride's bigger, maybe they were thinking I was going to go right harder than I did, which I mean, in hindsight, maybe I should have, because the left is like too strong when I look at it now. I think I screwed up. I think we got lucky. I mean, we did some insane stuff here. This Jubilee was actually really nice, right? Just a chill +8 on the Maverick was good. I mean, without Proscenium, this game would have been a lot harder for us to get that big, but of course the opponent also benefited, so hard to say. I think we misplayed that. I think I should have done Stick right. It would have been a smaller stick, but it would have been more than enough to cover right, and still, of course, covered mid by a million. All right, good Storm stuff. Here we can probably go Hope first. Hope into Storm. I mean, Jubilee could change that a little bit. Oh my god, Talo is really nice too. It's a great hand. Do you ever abandon the Hope? I have abandoned Hope in Marvel Snap before, speaking at large about the game. Oh my god, the early Shadow King rip is great. They're just trying to keep their curve, maybe? I don't even know what that was about, actually. Do you go Jubilee here first, just so you have a better... Yeah, you can still buffer with Storm. You kind of miss 1 turn on that, I guess, but still sort of amazing. Vibranium Mines is the pickle here, but I will say, like, drawing, you know, a super buffed Vibranium is probably not a bad deal, and thankfully Jubilee dodges the man thing here, too, which is good news. Stick already getting a little buff is pretty cool, actually. Do you do this? basically, oh, well, no, man thing means you never do that. No. I think you already play Carter. I'm just not super excited about the Vibranium necessarily. But next turn I go to 7, so I can play Stick plus. I mean, you really need like Maverick down first, but he doesn't get buffed by Storm in that case, right? So I think you're just going Carter with like a Stick Brood, but you don't have another body for the Carter. You know what I mean? Like, I sort of have some regrets here, man. Maybe you just play Carter here to win this, and then you just go Stick Brood. But man, I really, I'm just having some regrets here, man. I don't know what I'm top decking either. I don't know, man. This at least... This lets you play Stick and a 3 and a Vibranium, but you don't have a Vibranium, so you can play an Agony. Oh, I kind of hate this. I don't know, man. I'm not buffing this Carter again. Sucks. I'm just like scared of Necrotia, right? Necrotia looks really terrifying here, so I don't know. Jubilee's going to 4 on this at least, which is kind of nice, but like, what do you even hit? There's nothing good left. Vibranium would be it. Silver Surfer first steps. No good hits mid. There's just no way you trust a Stick here, right? It doesn't seem good at all. And then like left, you're just like way too strong. I think you do this and just weirdly abandon this Captain Carter. It's so strange. I should have just played a Maverick then, right? Yeah, we lose to it. Well, I don't know, actually. We might win right. Hold up. We might just win. I think we're gonna win right. Yeah, this is such a bad game. I've done this so badly, dude. Like, I hate this line, but it's still gonna work. It's still fine. It's crazy that this works. It's actually crazy that this held. I don't know, man. They couldn't play Akari left, so weirdly that was always gonna be fine. Dude, this is so bad. What's weird is looking back at it, I don't actually know what I should have done differently. If you're, weirdly, I think it's just like, I don't think you'd play the Jubilee here, you know? I just don't know if Jubilee was good enough, right? Because like a lot of the key targets, I think just Maverick left instead of Carter was good, but it did create this threat where the opponent was like, I just shouldn't even consider left, you know? And it gave me the Vibranium top decks, which maybe gave me some flexibility sometimes, because I think we had 1 extra energy from playing to Hope twice. So like, in a weird way, I don't hate Carter. Maverick, like, theoretically would have been the same and maybe would have scared them off. But in a weird way, like, I also think it's kind of okay. I don't know, dude. Weirdly, the Jubilee buff on Stick, I think, is still what won it, though. 2 of 3 surfers. Surfer number 4, Stick. Like, what? Seriously, though, is my thumbnail going to be, guys? I have no idea. Just add Jubilee's jacket to Silver Surfer first steps. I would be like, wait. It looks exactly the same, dog. Could put Hope's head on Jubilee. I just don't know, man. Storm, okay. The Deadlands actually can help me get a Carter down a little more easily sometimes. Storm Stick. Storm Jubilee, Storm anything's fine. Big House definitely not a problem for us. We'll just go Storm right. I don't know. Storm right it is. Yeah, perfect. So I think you do go Stick until you hear otherwise, right? And then you maybe just go, well, I don't know. I need a 2-drop perhaps. It's like this deck, I do think this deck, it's weird because I'm winning a lot. So I'm like, I don't feel like, you know, I don't know, tweaking it's weird. But if you're really playing for Stick and Jubilee a lot, I do think having a little bit more flexibility on cost would help. Like an Agony here would be a dream to fill in with a 3-drop maybe, right? Oh. Yeah. Okay, hopefully they don't finish Raft this turn. They definitely could with Nightcrawler, but they don't really want to move Nightcrawler over. And they definitely could anyway with like Kitty Prides and skills and stuff. But hopefully they don't finish it this turn. Nice, okay. So we're actually going to match on Raft. The harder part is matching on points right now. How the heck do we match on points? I don't know. We definitely can. If we get a Brood in particular, we can definitely match on points. Stick here is also intriguing, but I think you just like Prodigy a bit better. Although, I don't know, from a curve standpoint, you might like Stick better. I need a good raft hit, I guess. I don't know. I just need a better raft hit than the opponent, right? I need, you know what I need? I need Arnim Zola, and I'll just make a monster Captain Carter mid or something. I don't know, right? There's definitely possibilities there. They get some unknown card. Are you kidding me? That is crazy unlikely to call that shot. Are you kidding me, dude? Captain Carter would actually be insane. Like, honestly, would be really, really nice. I'm the greatest player alive! Actually, the greatest player alive, dude. Oh my god. So this should win you... Does this win you left, I think, is the question. You're getting a 13 power Captain Carter. So you have 17. It's really 15 power, though. So you have 19, 23, plus another 15. 38? Is that right? You definitely win right like this 100%. You know that. I think maybe. Are you ever better off going Surfer first steps or second Surfer? No. Prodigy, no. I could not believe I've literally called my shot this game, dog. This is the craziest game I've ever seen. Oh my god, they got Galactus. They didn't want it to go off, obviously. That's crazy work. Okay, is this still Giant Man, I guess? Yeah, that should be. Didn't I say 35 or something was the number? God, they're close. I think we're okay. Oh my god, there's a Cosmo. Oh my god, there's a Cosmo! I didn't see the... Guys, I didn't see the Cosmo. Oh, I didn't see the Cosmo! I was so excited about my insane calls. I called every shot and I just didn't see the Cosmo, dude. No. This is the most heartbreaking game of my life, dude. No. One Division's funny. I liked One Division. That was a good show. Right. Kitty Pride early. Storm early for us. Jubilee Storm early. Okay. I'm just like, I really want that Captain Carter Jubilee, but it's so hard to line up, man. And it's like not really any better than Storm, I guess. Although Talo is has helped. Shulao. Oh, we are not good at Shulao, I will say. But ooh, do you go Hope first? You could go Hope, Jubilee. Oh man, I just like none of these lines are that interesting. I think you just play Jubilee on 4, guys, to be honest. I think you go Jubilee on 4. You just take the 4 power Jubilee. You call it a day. Like, it's fine. You could go maybe like Prodigy on it at some level. If you hit a cheap enough card here, you'd have to be Agony, I guess, specifically. Talo Prodigy is pretty sick too. So like, if you did go this route, you would have a monster Jubilee for next turn, right? You'd have a 9, but like, unless it hits Brood, you just really don't have a follow-up that you love, I think, is the fear. That's what makes me nervous on it. If I somehow had 7 energy next turn, I could go, you know, Jubilee Prodigy. I'm gonna do it anyway because I just really want to see the monster Jubilee here, and like I wanted to hit Brood and I want to finish the game on Prodigy, and like, you know, I want to do cool stuff. Maybe this deck needs a Magic, honestly. Sometimes I'm thinking like, man, Magic would be pretty sweet. That's what I think sometimes. 9 power Jubilee here. If you don't hit Brood though, what do you do? And if you hit Stick, what do? You play a Forge, I guess. Maybe that's actually okay. Stick would be so big, it might actually be fine because you just drop the Stick in behind the Carter still. Scarlet Spider is very large. That animation just really bugs me, man. I don't know. I don't trust that animation for some reason. Stick? Maybe it is Stick. It's Brood. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This actually might just be fine. Oh my god. Is this Prodigy the right card, by the way? I think so, right? I think so. It's pretty much gotta be, because you're going to like 12 and 12. Yeah, it's pretty much gotta be. Oh my god, the Brood might save this game, guys. Weirdly, I'm still a little nervous mid, but I think it's gonna be tough for them. Like, is Shulao big enough? Man, Shulao might be big enough to beat Prodigy. Is that really possible? There's no way, right? I mean, Prodigy's my biggest guy anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It just almost feels like the Brood is kind of wasting points. They did go Shulao here. This might be okay. I think we're okay. I think, are we adding enough? What did I say, 12 and 12? Yeah, we're enough. We're enough. 12 and 12 is enough. 39. Oh my god, it's barely enough. Good god, dude. Good god, dude. Did they not activate their Scarlet Spider? I think they forgot. That's a me move, dude. I can't hate. It didn't matter anyway. We were so big, it didn't matter. Oh my god. So, like, you know, this Jubilee did work, but really only probably because we drew exactly the right stuff. I do think Stick would have also been pretty insane because you would have had a Stick that was buffed. Well, how much was this buffed by? 9. So you would have had a 12 power Stick to gain another 5. Would have been a 17 power Stick that buffed like a Forge or whatever by 17, which would have been enough to beat even a Scarlet Spider left if that had gone off. But I don't know if he would have won mid, you know? So I don't know. Stick might have been bait in hindsight, but that kind of worked, but I still just feel so shaky about it every time. I'm never convinced it's actually very good, if that makes sense. It always feels kind of like, that could have been better. That could have been better, maybe. All right, Starboard Creator, I mean, definitely valuable for a deck like ours. Silver Surfer at 4 just became even more valuable, yeah. Hope on 3 is tracking well here. Let's do it. Yeah, Hope on 3, Jubilee on 4 is not really a very good Starboard and Creator line, but it's okay. Monster Island, I need to move that over. Hope into Storm is... That's chill, I guess. Yeah, I can work with that, maybe. You go into, like, Maverick Prodigy after that, perhaps? Surfer first. You don't ever go Stick now, do you? Does it ever make sense to go Stick now? I don't really see how. You're lining up where you have kind of a 6-7 line, so you you go Stick on 6, I think, with a 3. Although Silver Surfer, like we said, does challenge that again a little bit. So now I'm thinking like, man, even Carter Maverick becomes pretty cool. Although, I don't know, not really, maybe. I mean, it is pretty cool, but do you win off just like Stick Surfer? Surfer first step Stick is something we haven't really done much, by the way, but would be also very cool. How much energy does this give you if you do it this way? I don't know. I think I'd rather just have the Prodigy hit the Storm in that case, right? Can you win like this? 2 extra energy, 3 extra energy. I'm just thinking, like, can I create some kind of crazy turn here? I don't know. I have so much potential power left thanks to Surfer that I'm curious about that side of it, you know? Thing mid is definitely a consideration to make. I'm just wondering, can I piece together an insane turn with 3 extra energy? I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to try, you know? Thing Venus, 23 left already, and we can add another 8 easily, maybe more, like we said with I think you just, oh my god, dude, 9 energy is absolutely wild. Oh, I can't, I needed 10, really, though. I mean, surely this is fine still, though, right? Is Stick just better, or is... I mean, the Maverick here doesn't really matter, right? Surely this just holds, doesn't it? Like, surely this just holds, doesn't it? Do you win right like this? Surely you win right like this with a Maverick. Surely you win right like this. There is a world where I think going Captain Carter kind of makes sense, but I think you hold right anyway. I think you're fine. This does not seem like nearly enough to me, right? I mean, Venus Aurora is, for the record, really cool. But we are going to have a jillion points here. And we're going to have like an extra 16 left. Kind of sad we didn't get to see our 3rd Jubilee this game, but it is sort of hard to just fit everything in, so it's okay. Drax is actually going to move right. Does that cause any problems for me? I don't think so, right? I think we're fine, yeah. Oh, he actually... Oh, he only moves if he would be winning, yeah. Which actually would have been a huge problem, honestly, but we're just so big. It didn't matter. Hey, we got Jubilee. It would be kind of nice to like play an early game card into Carter into Jubilee, but it's so hard to line up in this deck with also the Storm. I don't know. Part of me wants to run Jubilee in like a Carter list that has a little bit more early game flexibility. But then of course you lose your Storm, so it's like, well, which route do you want to take? You know, do you want to go the Storm route or do you want to go otherwise? We could go turn 3 Storm into, ooh, Prodigy kind of wasted, but turn 3 Storm into Carter, and then you just do Jubilee on 5, which only hits 1 card is the problem. Like, that's not that exciting, but maybe it's okay. I don't know. An Agony here would actually be very welcome. Oh my god. I did it. I did the thing, guys. But see, like, if you play Jubilee, like, you're losing out on Maverick, you know? There's just no world where Jubilee is better than Maverick. That's the problem. Jubilee is only the right card when you have nothing else cool going on. You know what I mean? Like, I just hate that about her. I'm gonna play the Jubilee up front. It's only good on Brood, Stick. I mean, Hope. You could technically play a Hope. I don't know. I'm just gonna play the Jubilee to force the new card, guys. But I don't think it's very good here. I don't know. It's just so energy inflexible, you know? It's just like, this card is killing to be a 3-1. This card would be broken in this deck as a 3-1, by the way. It would actually be so strong. But a 4-2 is just this weird space. I'm getting 2 draws off of it. I don't even know if I can really use the stick, honestly, because the curve is just so weird on the stick. You could go Carter Brood at some level. There's the Hope. I will say having the Hope here does kind of create a better line like this. This gives you a decent stick as well now, because stick would be +6 and +4. I mean, I don't really love this still. I feel like I'm still doing weaker things than if I was just playing Carters and Mavericks, but I'm almost just sort of testing the floor of this a little more, you know? Oh my god, the double Mavericks, so gross. Already buffed by a Skunk. This is going to be a tough one, guys. It's going to be a tough one. I need Brood here, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Stick's cool too, but what do you even play Stick with? Surfer, I guess? It's a 9 power stick. There's like something funny here, right? Where like, dude, if Surfer copies Prodigy and then Prodigy copies Prodigy, like, does that loop forever? I don't think so, right? Weirdly, you kind of think you have to play some kind of Surfer card here. There's just no way this was better than doing Carter stuff, right? There's just no chance. 2 3-drops here, but we already see Surfer. I mean, this could win, weirdly. Like, I don't think it will, but like, weirdly, it could win. I don't know. I doubt it, but I don't know, man. Maybe they just overcommit somewhere. Mid is getting a crazy overcommitment, it seems. I don't know. I honestly don't know, dude. I needed both Stick and Brood this game, and I didn't get both. You know what I mean? Dog, no! Should have seen it coming. Lennox X Run Galactus. We've played this list. Oh my god, if I had just gone Stick mid, dog. I was worried Brood beats me in that case, but I think it does. And that deck does run Brood too as an option. So you could have lost either way that way, I think. Because you would have only had 26 and Brood would have been, you know, 16 times, so like 48 or something. That's sick, dude. I think this game was definitely a win if we just play it normally and not play for Jubilee. That's the thing. I just don't know, man. The robot has also passed a lot here. Storm, sure. You go Storm, Stick, Maverick, Prodigy, maybe? That's pretty cool. Oh my god. Okay, nope. You don't go Stick there anyway, I guess. Stick here then maybe. Stick in the Jubilee. I really don't love it, but I don't know. I think you're better off just going Forge Prodigy, right? Although Supergiant also challenges that a little bit now too. Certainly makes the Jubilee much, much worse. No question about that. I mean, you could still do this, but nothing happens, right? That's the problem. Nothing happens. Does Stick just buff the next card that I play, right? I think so. Like, can I still just go Prodigy and it gets buffed? You know what I mean? I think so. I don't know. This Supergiant might actually be a blessing in disguise, weirdly. I think the Prodigy just gets buffed here. I guess the challenge with that is right now I don't exactly have... Like, if it wasn't for Cosmo, I'd be good, but Maverick's kind of just a bum hit here. I mean, there's a chance you win anyway. I don't know. We're just not contesting right at all, but if you think mid holds... Just don't know if Surfer's big enough to hold left, so... Maximus turned off. Yeah, that is indeed the Prodigy, which is going to make this Surfer really, really big. Or excuse me, Maverick really, really big. This is probably going to be fine. I don't know. What's Raptor turned into? Negasonic. Actually, that's okay. That's fine. Shadow King is also fine. Yeah. Oh my god, weird game. Another game where I'm just like abandoning the Jubilee though. Like I don't know, man. Just like I just don't think Jubilee is good in this list. Do I need to try a different list? I don't know. It's just every game I just think I'm better off doing almost anything else. Hey, show me Captain Carter. Forge Surfer's honestly not good. It's gonna say it's honestly not bad, but I think it's kind of bad. I think Jubilee early is sort of cool too, but you lose any sort of like Carter aspect. But you could go Carter Prodigy on it, I guess. That's sort of cool. Yeah, maybe you go Carter mid, then you just go Prodigy to get the other, you know, you have like a 6-power Jubilee, so you kind of get +8 total, you know. Ooh, Madripoor would have been sick too, man. That's honestly though already a good hit. I'm not mad about the Maverick. Okay. This is a 2-drop there. Next turn, I think you want to just go ahead and go Prodigy to support the Jubilee. Now, I mean, in theory, you kind of wish it was Captain Carter instead, but I'm just saying, hey, I'm going to play for the new card here and see if I can't get a cool pop-off on the new card, you know? Lizard right, so getting double buffed over there. That's honestly super stressful. I don't like how that's going, but I'm just trying to get the Jubilees down early. Okay, stick buff is cool. I mean, honestly, it's fine. We're just taking what we can get here. This is going to put us over on Starburn Crater. Just kidding. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, every time I try to have fun in this game, it just says no. Oh god, that's so frustrating, dude. And I lose the Starburn Crater now too. Like, it's so frustrating. I am so frustrated right now. I mean, I think I can still win is what's crazy, especially if I hit Brood. I think I'll still win the game if I hit Brood. Maybe even otherwise, I don't know, but like, I'm just frustrated. Supergiant shouldn't really matter too much. Decks aren't really running Goliath, you know, this is the world champ deck, so I can go stick 3-drop or oh my god, I'm so happy right now, dog. I'm so happy right now, dog. This just wins, right? Honestly, maybe you just abandon left. I don't know, if they're thinking they're really, really strong right and left, right? Oh god. I mean, the stick left is like technically worth more points because he gets buffed by Carter, of course, right? Like, I know that, but is it at risk of losing because you're adding... I just hate that I'm not flipping mid, basically. It's really stressful to not flip mid. Of course, I'm also not flipping left, though, if stick goes there. Do they have a card that's... I literally just played this deck yesterday and can't even remember what's in the deck. What's the good card in the deck here? Wilson Fisk, Ozymandias. I think we can just go toe-to-toe on it, honestly. I think it's fine. I think we just beat him left. Shadow King, I guess, is a problem, but they have priority, so I think... I don't know. Does the Maverick's already turned on, right? So I think that's fine. I think they... Yeah, Shadow King it is. That's... The Maverick hit for 8 or 4 now, though. I don't actually even know. It hit for only 4. Oh my god, we're fine, though. Okay. Oh my god, we called a kind of a bold shot there. The Shadow King is so scary, yeah. Oh god. And it looks like we would have lost mid, so I made the right call here, man. Oh my god. Wow. So actually the Jubilee buff here made the difference in a weird, hilarious little way. That is such a scary game, dude. I don't like that at all. Every game I win is like shockingly close and scary, and it's not, I don't like that.